There was a brutal attack of the homeland in which I live, in which thousands of my fellow extended family have been harmed, killed, horrible, horrible stuff. Um, the point of coming online right now is not to talk about the bad, but to talk about what you can do about it. Because whether you're here in the Holy Land or if you're in another place, this is a traumatic thing. It's a traumatic thing for a lot of people. You might have people you love who live here. You might just be tuned into the horrible human tragedy that has shocked and rocked the world in the past few days. And my message and what I want you to learn and start absorbing is that you have a choice about how this affects you. It's trauma, it's pain, it's grief, it's loss, it's horrible. And the question is, how are you going to work with that? Are you going to be victimized in a continued way by the terrorists who want you to feel like crap? Or are you going to learn how to transform this experience? Whether you already have those skills but you're not using them, or you need the skills and knowledge to cope and deal with this. So my intention is to go on Facebook several times in the next week or so and talk about a number of different aspects of this process and skills that you can use to do that. You should also know every other Monday I do free online meditation sessions, which are really about bringing on the biology and psychology of well-being and healing. And those can be really useful if you're in a place of a lot of distress right now. So check that out. There's actually a link in the bottom of the description here where you can go to that event page and pre-register. It's free, but if you pre-register, that's how you get the actual the Zoom link, so you can join us. And the next time it's happening is this Monday at 5 o'clock Israel time, which is 10 o'clock East Coast US time. Here's the thing I want you to get from this session right now. There's a beautiful piece of embodied spirituality anatomy that comes from the Torah sages, which basically gives you incredible power for understanding what's going on for you and for understanding what you can do about it in a positive way. The basic idea is that what is human nature? A lot of people are saying, oh my gosh, look what those horrible people did. Human nature is so horrible. But you also got to look around, at least where I'm living from my perspective, and seeing the people who are rallying to support people who have been harmed, people who have been killed, people who have lost family members, and an overall country that's under a big threat right now. Because people have rallied. They've mobilized the internal forces of love and caring and connection and unity and selflessness. And so I'm not going to let you say it's human nature that people are horrible and they destroy each other, because there's another aspect of human nature, which is that people care. People take action. People go to great lengths to sacrifice, to take care of others, to connect with others, to help others heal, to help others survive. Amazing stories coming out of this holy land of people who have done incredible, incredible things in the past week. So what I want to say to you is that human nature has two parts. And that's what our sages tell us. The Torah sages, who are here to teach everybody in the world, it's not just a Jewish thing, is that you've got a divine soul and you've got an animal soul. You've got an upper soul and a lower soul. You can describe it lots of ways. And the idea is not that one is good and one is bad, but that they're meant to work together constructively. Your divine soul is your elevated qualities, your generosity, your loving kindness, your selflessness, your devotional intention, your intelligence, your ability to make good decisions, your ability to be a responsible member of society. That's divine soul stuff. Animal soul is self-protection and self-care. And it's not bad. We need that stuff. It's important, but they need to be in proportion. The metaphor that the sages use is that they're like a rider and a horse. And the horse needs to be riding the rider, not the opposite way around. You need your animal soul. You need to take care of it like you would a good horse, but you need to be the rider. So the thing that I want you to take in as a possibility for you is that strengthening your divine soul is a way of helping you cope with trauma on another number of levels. On a physical level, on an emotional level, on a spiritual level, on an intellectual level. And there's things you can do on all of those levels that empower your divine soul. So I just want to real briefly outline those. And let's start with physical stuff, practical physical stuff. This isn't hooji-wooji. Torah spirituality is not hooji-wooji. It's grounded. It's about the highest light in the darkest place. Because in the darkest place, you find the highest light. You have to look hard for it, but it's there. It's there. I tell you it's there if you look for it. There's a lot to say about that. But practical physical stuff. If you're under stress, if you've been traumatized, first of all, doing things you need to heal, taking care of your body, taking care of your emotions on a physical level, eating food that's nourishing, making time to sleep. If you can't sleep, doing what you need to do to help you sleep, whether that's relaxation or potentially taking safe things that can help you sleep. I'm not a big fan of sleep drugs, but gosh, if you need it in a crisis, take the Klonopin or take the Zolpidem or take the darn Valium if you need it. You need to knock yourself out in sleep if you do. If you don't need something so intense, there are plant-based alternatives to that. Things that calm the nerves, things like ashwagandha, magnesium, B-complex. There's various safe things that have various amounts of evidence to show that they actually create relaxation. They help the nervous system cope with difficult circumstances on a physical biochemical level. Get yourself out there and do things that are meaningful if you can, whatever that means to you. It could mean bringing meals to people who need it. It could mean, if you've got money, sending it where it's going to help people. There's so many different things that in a time of crisis, when you take action and you're doing something positive, you are no longer helpless. What the terrorists want you to do is feel fearful and helpless, and you're not. Take action. Do good things for other people. Activate your qualities of selflessness and caring and love. Show love, give love in the form of action. It's profound. Hug people. Bring flowers to people. Stand on the street corner and give people flowers and smiles. What appeals to you? Who are you? Find what little piece of good you can do, of positivity you can do, of action you can do, and do it. The same thing goes for keeping your family safe. I spent a lot of time this week doing things to keep my family and community safe on a lot of different levels: food, lighting, shelter, security, a lot of that's action. And it's not helpless. It's positive action. And think about it that way. Okay, next thing is the emotional level. Where are you at emotionally? You know, I'm an emotional person. I don't try to pretend that I'm not. I did a lot of work to be emotionally healthy in my life. And pretty much every day, I probably bawl my eyes out for half an hour this week. I go online. It's not intentional. I read the news because I want to see what's happening. I want to connect with the reality of what happened on the ground. And I read stories, whether the horrendous stories of suffering and depravity and murderous, or they're the stories of heroic things that people did. Like the young woman in one of the kibbutzim who basically knew something was different. And she just got organized and opened up the armory and organized her guys. And they basically fought off the terrorists. She saved a whole kibbutz. It's awesome. It's awesome. Today, because I was where I was at the time I was, the guy asked me to lead the morning prayers. And I've just been open this week as I've been trying to work, protect my family, take care of things. I've just been open to feeling the pain. And so I haven't shut myself down from the pain. And so when it came time to do the repetition of prayer for the kahila, for the group, all that emotion just really came and it moved through. And we had a yelling, crying morning prayer at dawn today. It was really meaningful for a lot of people. Connecting with what you're feeling emotionally. Whether you're giving yourself space, whether you're journaling, whether you're privately talking to God and crying your heart out, whether you're getting together with a community, a prayer, a quorum, a kahila, and letting yourselves feel, whether you're sitting in a Quaker-style meeting and just witnessing, or you're sitting with one friend and sharing what's painful. Let yourself feel, process the emotions. There's research showing that my good friend, Jacob Friedman, is a psychiatrist who's constantly putting stuff out on WhatsApp about mental health and emotional health. And he put out some research that compiled what prevents trauma from becoming PTSD? And it was a research review. And one of the main things was healthy emotional processing. So find that process. And if you don't know what it is, reach out for that process. If you're in Israel, there are support channels everywhere in every community. If you're in some other community elsewhere and you're traumatized by this, reach out to the resources. They exist, I'm sure. Reach out, look for it, find it. Spiritually, from my perspective, you have a divine soul that is beyond your comprehension. We all have it, and it illuminates life all of the time. And whether it's through meditation or prayer, it's a source of healing, and it's a source of calm and clarity. I lead lots of different kinds of people, Jews, non-Jews, meditators, non-meditators, people suffering with chronic pain and chronic illness. We go in and we touch this place of subtle quiet, and it lives inside everyone. It's not always easy to find it if your mind is scattered by all the fear. But if you do find it, what you find is a stillness and a quiet and a peace. You touch that and you bring that into your heart. You bring it into your body. You bring it into your life. You practice contacting that place, and it irrigates the pain. It irrigates the challenge and the stress with love and with light that's beyond what you can imagine. So I invite you to take care of yourself. Summing it up, you've got a higher soul and a lower soul. They're both really important. You can bring your higher soul to help your lower soul heal. You can be the rider who's riding the horse of your lower animal soul, taking care of it, caring for yourself physically, caring for yourself emotionally, and contacting and plugging in spiritually and emotionally. I'm going to keep teaching on these things in the next couple of days. So if this has been meaningful, come on back. Tell your friends. I do a couple of times a month free meditation session on Monday nights, Monday mornings, depending on where you are in the world. And there's a link to that in the description here. If you sign up for that, you'll also get notified about all the events that I do, whether it's on Facebook or on Zoom or on YouTube. My intention in the next several days is to also do some sessions that involve Torah-based meditation practices for plugging into divine light and spirit and directing that through your own heart to bring solace and healing and calm and peace to the people who need it right now. So if that turns you on and attracts you, I encourage you to tune into that. If you sign up for the Monday sessions, which we call Mind, Body, Groove, you'll also get notification about those other sessions, which are going to start happening on Sunday or Monday of next week, God willing. So thanks for being here. Sending you healing, sending the world healing. The world needs healing. The world needs good-hearted people to stand up. I hope you can see that part of what happened last week is a manifestation of a war between good and evil. I know that's kind of heavy, but that's what's going on. Hamas is a death cult. They're not interested in peace. They're not interested in supporting the Palestinian people. They're interested in destroying and killing because they're full of hate. It's evil, and there's no equivocation about it. Of course, the Palestinian people have a right to life and self-determination and peace and health and well-being. But this is a different issue. This is a death cult who has co-opted that, who has imprisoned their people, and they're trying to destroy the world. They really are. They want to export their Islamism to the world. Their leaders have been clear about that. They've never reneged on their charter, which says our purpose is to destroy Israel and all the Jews. What do you think that is? It's Nazism. They want to destroy conscience. Hitler wrote it in Mein Kampf. We need to destroy the Jews because they're the conscience. Let's not let that happen. If you believe in life, if you believe in God, join the side of good and God. I didn't mean to talk about this stuff, but that's what's coming out. I really meant to just talk about how we can heal ourselves, how we can heal our communities. But I think part of that is getting clarity, moral clarity about what's happening now. Thanks for being here. Sending blessings and all good. All the best.